We got a little surprise the other day, and that was that Truck World Australia dropped with the first haul, I believe it's called. And what you do in this demo is kind of it's showing how the game is going to function, what the controls are like, how the experience is overall. And, it was pretty refreshing actually. The one thing that made it different for me is that it felt like there was a little bit more physics involved, a little bit more care taken in how the trucks behave at speed. Now, it's early, of course, and this is only a demo, so it's obviously not the finished product. However, I was pretty impressed with how they've managed to make the truck feel heavy, and still put all those little nuanced things in there to make it feel like you're actually driving a truck, where you can actually get out of the cab, attach straps, attach cables, put the supports down for the trailer, all those types of things. So it makes it a little bit more immersive than I'm used to in ATS and ETS2. Kind of a cross between a role-playing game and a simulation, which is kind of cool. Because you also have the dispatcher in the works, kind of giving you little side missions almost the whole way through, which is definitely an interesting take on how a game like this can show up to the public. So let's jump in. Let's take a look at some gameplay here with me exploring Truck World Australia. So here we are at the main screen. There's a little intro movie that you can watch, which is kind of cool. We're going to get started by driving right now, and we're going to see what we can get into. We'll kind of talk you through. This is a lot of the intro part, so I'll just turn myself down.
Good morning, everyone.
And we'll skip this one a little
It's
bit.
7:20.
Don't need to watch the whole video there, but as you can see, right off the bat, you're into showing you the controls and kind of look around a little bit. Not sure why you start at a rest area, but anyway, head over to the truck, and it kind of walks you through a couple of things, and you see all these icons on stuff. Here's where you can unlatch things and put the supports down and all that stuff. But we'll follow the instructions here. Now we have the instructions on the left. I am using an Xbox 360 controller, so you can see I have the ignition up on the D-pad, parking brake to the right, shifting gears. I'm in automatic mode right now. So sound is leaves a little to be desired. And the outside audio is very loud with other cars.
Iron Rue, this is Base. Can you confirm that you started your shift and let us know your current status? Over.
Morning, Base. This is Iron Rue. I'm already on the road, a few minutes into the drive. Over.
Copy that, Iron Rue. Roads are clear ahead. Keep an eye on the weather and drive safe. Over.
Understood, Base. I'll keep you updated if anything changes. Over and out.
Now, one thing I did notice about how the game feels is the controller operation at high speed leaves a little bit to be desired. Turning corners and stuff is challenging, as it should be with a heavy load. However, like when you're trying to make a right turn, you have to go down to nearly 10 kilometers an hour to get the wheels to turn over enough to make the corner appropriately, which I don't know that that's quite right. Now it's showing me how to change my camera view, so we'll the outside. You can see that. So this is the far cam here. This is the closer cam. They have some presets on the number pad, but I'm just using my controller right now, so I can use the analog sticks to kind of move around, which is nice. So the outside view is pretty cool. I don't mind that. It's hard to see the signs though, so we'll stay inside for now. So at 100 kilometers an hour, we're cruising along pretty good at this point. 62 miles an hour, that is. So as you'll notice, as we're moving along here, you'll notice a couple of things that are happening that make it feel RPG-ish, which is kind of cool. I'm gonna slow down for this corner. Now you notice I slowed down to like 90. Just to make that corner. Some of the ones that say 70, they really mean you need to get down to like 75 to even make that corner. So that's pretty interesting how they've really made it feel like it's a heavy truck and you're just going to go sliding right off the road if you're not paying attention to speed limit signs and stuff. Obviously the mirrors are on super low right now. I was having trouble with the frame rate earlier, so I just kind of put everything on medium or low. So sorry about the kind of gross mirrors, but it is what it is right now. Now dispatch is going to prompt us here in a minute for something, and you'll get to see what I mean. You'll see on the bottom left, kind of opposite me, there's like how much money you have, what time it is, like time of day, and a little map, kind of GPS map. And I'm actually covering the speed and gear I'm in, which is unfortunate. I didn't look into that. I should have, the fuel gauge doesn't work yet. It shows I have no gas. But then it shows like the blinkers. You'll see the little icons at the bottom flashing. See this corner right here, that was 80, and I was just barely kind of scraping by, so yeah, I think this is where they start talking to us here. Got some traffic building up. Now you can probably hear that. That's the car in front of me. It's really loud. I'm not sure why it's like that, but a couple of people have mentioned it to them already, so. Kick down a little bit. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. It's about 45 minutes. We'll just do the first little bit so you can see how the trailers work and stuff like that. Getting all the way to the gates, like 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how long you want to go.
Of a tipped-over truck up ahead. It's blocking the road and traffic is backing up. If you're up for it, can you use your rig to tow those double trailers out of the way? You can drive around the traffic jam using a muddy bypass on the left side. Just a suggestion. Although helping might delay your delivery to the mine, your call. Over.
So you can accept it by pressing down
All
on the
right,
D-pad.
I'll give it a go. Gonna pull over and drop the trailer on the side. I'll get back to you once I've hooked up with the doubles. Over.
Good on you, Iron Roo. Head to the side of the road and leave your trailer there for now. Once you're hitched up to the doubles, take them over to the gas station in Marla. Let's get that road open again. Over.
Roger that. I'll drop my load and head over. I'll keep you posted. Iron Roo out.
We're gonna turn on V. Get our diff lock going. I'll show you what that looks like from the outside. I actually did make it kind of muddy. It's not quite as nice as like a snow runner type of thing, but it is muddy, which is fun. And once you get it going, you can turn it off. So we're going to park the trailer up over here. As you can see, 30 kilometers an hour is much too fast for that corner. Alright, so now we do that. Exit. So let's deploy the supports. Disconnect the cables. There we go. Take this bypass road, we'll head back over here. So like I was saying, this is like kind of the role-playing part of it, which is interesting. Let's get a better angle on this. No. Do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, we'll go forward. Very conventional way of doing that, but here we are. Now, it didn't seem like these quite weighed much more than what I was pulling before, which was interesting. So that part's kind of weird. It didn't really, feel like it was heavier, like it was harder to take off or anything like that. So what we end up doing here is bring these trailers up here. You get to separate them, which is pretty cool, and then pick up your trailer again and continue on. So we'll show you this this business of taking the trailers apart, which is pretty cool. Let's see how we did here. That's not the best. Get out. We're gonna leave that one. Gotta unhook this. Put the supports down. Alright. Go back over here. Truck again.
Iron Brew, this is Peace. How are things going out there? Over.
Base, this is Iron Roo. Trailers are parked at the Marla station and the road is clear. I'm heading back to pick up my load, then I'll finish the delivery. Over.
Great job, Iron Brew. You've saved the day. Head back and grab your trailer and get back on track to the mine. Safe travels. Over and out.
I think the flaps are probably a little too bouncy. Like you can hear the traffic is pretty loud for my taste, to be honest. The transition to the inside cabin is pretty cool. I do like that. Go around to this second intersection here. And cornering and how much the wheels turn is very odd. So it's taken quite a bit to figure that out, which is unfortunate. Whoops. Wow. Lined it up. That's pretty good. All right. So, like I said, the rest of it is just getting to the mine, which is dropping off your load over there. You got to back up in a little area, little delivery spot. You got to go to the gatehouse, you know, get them to open up the gates, the whole 9 yards, which is pretty cool. So yeah, first thoughts, definitely cool, definitely interesting. It definitely feels like more of a job than like ATS. ATS is like mindless driving. This seems like a little bit more involved, a little bit more care taken in how the vehicle feels. You know, some things to work on. I think maybe the engine sounds could be a little bit better. I like the idle. Idle sounds good. The outside audio is a little loud when you're in the cab. Outside is fine. But yeah, all in all, I mean, really, really impressed so far, I'd say. I mean, it runs pretty well. I don't have an incredibly massive system. It's pretty good. It's mid-range, I would say, at this point. And, I don't struggle to hit 60 frames, which is good. So, yeah, pretty excited to see what the full game brings, and we'll give you that update when it comes. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time for the next truck game that comes out soon.